Before Noah built the ark, before the flood swallowed the ancient world, before the rise of kings, empires, and prophets, there was a book too mysterious for most Bibles. A book that spoke of fallen angels, giant offspring, heavenly judgment, cosmic secrets, and the end of days. It was feared, debated, rejected, and hidden for centuries. Yet its words survived. This is the story of the Book of Enoch, one of the most controversial and haunting texts ever written. Enoch is a shadowy but powerful figure in ancient scripture. In the book of Genesis, he is mentioned only briefly. A man who walked with God and then was no more, because God took him. That single mysterious line sparked centuries of fascination. Who was Enoch? A prophet, a scribe of heaven, a man chosen to witness divine secrets hidden from the rest of humanity. The Book of Enoch expands this mystery into something vast and terrifying. It presents Enoch not merely as a righteous man, but as a visionary taken into the heavens and shown truths too dangerous and too grand to ignore. At the heart of the Book of Enoch lies one of the most dramatic stories in ancient religious literature: the fall of the Watchers. These Watchers were angels, heavenly beings assigned to observe the earth. But according to Enoch, some of them rebelled. Led by figures such as Semyaza and Azazel, they descended from heaven to Mount Hermon. Driven by forbidden desire, they took human women as wives and broke the boundary between the divine and the mortal. Their union produced the Nephilim, giant offspring of enormous strength and terrible hunger. These giants devoured the labor of humankind. Then, when food ran out, they turned on humanity itself. Violence spread across the earth. Blood filled the land. Corruption reached to heavens. But the Watchers did more than corrupt flesh. They taught forbidden knowledge. They taught warfare, sorcery, enchantments, astrology, metalworking, weapon making, and hidden arts humanity was never meant to possess. In Enoch's vision, evil did not grow by accident. It was taught. The cries of the suffering rose to heaven, and heaven answered. The archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, saw the devastation and brought the case before the Most High. Judgment was decreed. Raphael was commanded to bind Azazel in darkness. Gabriel was sent to destroy the giants by turning them against one another. Michael was ordered to imprison the rebellious Watchers until the day of final judgment. The earth would be cleansed. In Enoch's account, the flood was not simply punishment for human wickedness. It was a cosmic act of purification. It was meant to erase the corruption unleashed by fallen angels. The world before the flood was broken at its foundation. But Enoch's visions go far beyond the rebellion. He is taken on a journey through the cosmos, through blazing heavenly chambers, star-filled pathways, prisons of darkness, and realms prepared for the righteous and the damned. He sees the storehouses of the winds, the movements of the sun and moon, and the laws that govern the stars. In one vision, Enoch witnesses places of judgment where souls await their fate. In another, he sees fiery abysses for the rebellious powers. The Book of Enoch is not just a tale of angels. It is an attempt to map the unseen universe, a sacred geography of destiny. It presents the cosmos as alive with moral consequence. Everything has a place. Every secret will be brought into the light. One of the most fascinating parts is its vision of the future. Enoch speaks of a coming day when kings and tyrants will fall. He describes a divine figure, often called the Chosen One or Son of Man, a heavenly being associated with justice and glory. For many readers, these passages sound astonishingly similar to ideas later found in the New Testament. Its imagery echoes through later writings. The Epistle of Jude even appears to quote directly from Enoch. And yet, despite its influence, the book was eventually excluded from most biblical canons. It was too strange, and perhaps too powerful. For centuries, the Book of Enoch disappeared. It survived mainly in the Ethiopian tradition, part of the canon of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. While Europe lost access to it, the text endured in ancient manuscripts, guarded across generations. Then, in modern times, fragments were discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, proving the book was older than many assumed. Suddenly, this so-called forbidden book was no longer a legend. It was real, ancient, revered by communities that shaped the world. The The Book of Enoch endures because it speaks to some of humanity's deepest fears. What if evil began long before human history remembers? What if heaven once touched earth and shattered it? What if the flood was not only judgment, but a rescue? Enoch's world is one of celestial rebellion and final justice. It is a vision both terrifying and grand, forgotten by many, preserved by a few. The Book of Enoch still whispers from the edges of Scripture, and its warnings remain chilling.